Kate here, bringing you this week's Monday Mission. And this one is going to be super short and sweet, okay? It's just an idea I want to put out there. It's just something I want to offer as a way of looking at things that I've kind of been playing around with, and I've been sharing this with my clients as well. And I just thought it might be helpful for you too. So, we're going to talk about asking the right questions, okay? So, I think a lot of times we go down these spirals and thought patterns because we're asking the wrong questions. Okay. And it leads us down this path that is super unproductive, doesn't serve us, it's not healthy, nothing comes from it, right? We just end up beating ourselves up all the way along this path, right? When we ask the wrong questions. So, what kind of brought this up for me is we had met, the boys and I had met some new friends, and they had kids that were around the age of my oldest, and they had different interests than the boys. Okay, nobody's right or wrong, they just had, not a lot in common, not a lot to talk about, right? And so my oldest had come up and said to me, do you think that they liked me? And because it was my kid, right, because I could do this for my kid, because I'm like, of course everyone likes you, you're amazing. I would never say that for myself though, right? So that's why this is just coming to me as an idea, because I would have never done that for myself. For if it was me, I would have asked the same question. Do they like me? Did I say the right thing? Did I say the wrong thing? Did I say too much? Did I not say enough, right? All of those questions you ask of yourself. And he was doing that. He was going down that unproductive path. And because it was my kid, I could see it from, I could step back from it. And I thought, you know what? I said, but that's not the right question, right? The question is, did you like them? And he was like, oh, not really. Not that he didn't like them or was saying negative things about them, but he realized that they just didn't have a lot in common. And by asking him to think of it that way, it was like, oh, well, yeah, I didn't really, I don't know that I necessarily want to be friends with them. And then he moved on and he was fine, right? But that very well could have been like, of course they liked you. Why wouldn't they like you? You're amazing, right? And I could have helped him go down that unproductive path, because the question, did they like me, isn't productive. It doesn't lead anywhere good or anywhere healthy, right? So that's what got me thinking about this idea of asking the right question. Okay, because I think a lot of times we ask the wrong one. We ask the unproductive one, right? So some examples. Does my partner appreciate me? Okay, is a question I think we probably ask ourselves a lot. And let's turn that around. Do I appreciate them? Do I appreciate what they bring to this relationship, right? And then it leads to better questions. Well, yeah, I do appreciate them, because he did, he made my coffee for me the other day, and then, I was running late and he went and picked up the groceries. And you start thinking of the ways that you appreciate them, right? And then at that point, it's not necessarily about whether they appreciate you. You start thinking about what you appreciate about them. And then you're more inclined to maybe share that, when maybe it's just something that you thought in your head and you didn't actually tell them out loud that you appreciate them, right? And then you sharing what you appreciate about them prompts them to share something that they appreciate about you, right? Do you see how that has like a different outcome than just going down this unproductive path of, well, I wonder if they appreciate me. Well, he does this, so that doesn't seem like he appreciates me, right? It's just unproductive. Okay. Another one would be, do I look fat? Have I gained weight? Do I look disgusting in this? Am I too old to wear this? Right? Maybe the right question is, do I feel healthy? Well, you know what? I don't really, right? I feel kind of bloated. It's been harder to get up in the morning, right? It leads to better questions. Or maybe the question is, do I have energy? Right? It's not about whether I feel, do I look fat? Do I look disgusting in these pants? Can you see my rolls if I sit this way in this dress, right? If the questions, do I feel healthy? Do I have energy, are asked, it's going to go down a much more productive path. Because then you're going to think, well, no, my energy really has been low lately. I wonder why that is. Oh, I started to fall back into that habit of eating this for lunch, or not eating lunch and skipping, right? So whatever it is, it leads to better questions. Okay. Another one, am I worthy? Am I enough? Right? Sometimes we don't say this out loud, but in our heads, that's really what we're asking, right? When we're feeling insecure, we're feeling, not loved and not appreciated, right? That's really sometimes the underlying question is, am I worthy? Am I enough? And the question that you may want to ask at that point is, do I tell other people that they're worthy and that they're enough? Right? Do I point that out in other people, in my family, in my kids, in my coworkers, right? Do I mention something that I saw that they did that really, I really appreciated, or I really felt like they really showed up for me in that time, right? So again, it leads to better questions. Why didn't they invite me? Ask yourself, did you want to be invited? Well, probably not. And, I actually probably mentioned that I don't like to go out on Friday nights because I'm just like exhausted at the end of the week. And that's probably why they didn't invite me in, right? So it may lead to a whole other line of thinking that is much healthier for yourself, right? But it also leads to good questions, right? So another one, am I a good mother, right? Maybe the question to be asked, because who says, what does that mean? What does a good mother mean, right? So it's unproductive. Better question might be, do my kids feel loved? And then you could say yes or no, or I want to show them today. I want to say it out loud, right? It just leads to a better line of thinking. But again, it's the questioning, you want it to be productive. And what I mean by that is it gets you to a place where you either recognize that there's something that you can do about it, or there's something that, you can't control, right? So some tough questions, right? So this happened with me with my divorce. Why did he do this to me, right? That is not productive. Trust me, that is not a productive line of questioning, because my brain would answer it. Well, it's difficult being with you because you're so anxious, or because you want things a certain way, or right, your brain is going to answer why someone did something bad to you, right? So a better question might be is, what does this have to do with them, right? So what was their role in this? But then also, what was my role in this? Even though the thing was done to you, what was your role in it, right? And I don't know the answer to that for you, right? You have to ask yourself, and I had to ask myself those questions, those hard questions, but they were much more productive because they led to authentic answers that led me to be able to change or recognize what I couldn't change, or just to go down a much more productive path than, why did he do this to me? Okay. Or another one might be, why don't they respect me? Okay. And then you have to ask yourself, do you respect you? Right? Again, I don't know the answer for you. You have to ask yourself that and be honest with yourself with that answer. Because, a while ago, if I had asked myself that question, the answer would have been no, right? I didn't respect who I was. I didn't like what I saw in the mirror. I didn't like who I was showing up as, okay? Because I wasn't managing my mind, right? So again, it's just getting to really authentic answers that bring about change for the good, right? So that is our mission for this week, is to ask the right question. Okay, so when you find yourself asking a question over and over again, just think to yourself, is this the right question? Is there a better question that I could be asking? And then switch it around and see what you come up with. All right, so as always, share with me what comes up for you when you try to change the question, or ask if there's a better question that you could be asking of yourself. Okay, so that is your mission, should you choose to accept it. And our journal prompt this week is going to be, the right question is, and then fill in the blank. Okay, the right question is. All right, so I can't wait to hear from you. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.